Live by Night is the latest directorial effort from Ben Affleck, who gave us the likes of Argo and The Town, and now he is back with this throwback to the 20s style gangster films with Live by Night. Now, going to this film, I was very excited. I was really looking forward to checking this film out because I absolutely love the trailer. Not to mention, I think Ben Affleck's a great filmmaker. I think all of his films are fantastic. I think he's a really great director, but as I said, I absolutely love the trailer for this film. I think it's one of the best trailers that came out in 2016. But that being said, when reviews for the film came out, they were kind of mixed to negative, so I did temper my expectations going into this film. I didn't go in expecting an amazing film, but that being said, I was still interested, excited, and looking forward to checking it out. And although I didn't love this film, I did like it. I did think it was a good film. I just don't think it was anywhere near as great as it potentially could have been. I'll start off with positives because there was a lot about this film that I really liked. And to start off, I liked that it was a throwback to the kind of classic 20s style gangster films. It was refreshing in that respect because it felt different to the majority of other films that we get nowadays. It didn't really feel like a film that comes out now because it's kind of genre that we don't really get that often nowadays, these kind of crime saga gangster films. It was really cool to see a film that was almost like a throwback to a kind of bygone era genre we don't really get that often nowadays, and that was really cool to see, really quite refreshing. I also really liked the characters, and it was a great ensemble cast in this film. I think there was loads of really talented actors. I think they all did really great jobs in the roles that they played, particularly Ben Affleck. I think Ben Affleck is a really great actor, and sometimes he bites off a bit more than he can chew. You could argue that maybe he was a bit over ambitious with this film, as well as directing, starring in it, similar to what he did in Argo, of course, and The Town, but here it was this kind of really big, overly ambitious, epic gangster film. But I like that he really went for it. I like that he really kind of was pushing the boat out. It was quite ambitious, but I like the kind of audacious, kind of over-ambitious nature of this film, and I think Ben Affleck did a solid job. When you look at the three films that came out last year, The Accountant, Batman v Superman, and now Live by Night, he's really great in all of those roles, all quite different roles as well, but he's equally as convincing in each of those roles. I was worried he wouldn't fit that well as this kind of Boston kind of gangster, but he did a really good job, and I really bought into it. It was a really convincing performance. There's really loads of really talented actors in this film. Chris Cooper's in there, he was really good. I really liked Elle Fanning as well, a young up-and-coming actress. I've been a fan of hers ever since I first saw her in Super 8, and she was really good. I really liked her in this film, in this small part that she had. And there's lots of great talented actors that pop up every now and then. Brendan Gleeson's in this film for a bit. I didn't realise he was in this film. I was like, oh, Brendan Gleeson is the Ben Affleck father figure. It's kind of weird because he popped up in Assassin's Creed as well as the father figure, and he pops up here again as the father of the main protagonist, which I thought was funny. And then even Clark Gregg pops up for a cameo, and I was like, hey, Agent Coulson. But yeah, loads of really talented actors in this film, a great ensemble cast, and they all deliver really good performances, I thought. But by far the biggest positive I can give this film is that it was very well directed. Like I said, Ben Affleck is a really great director, I think, and this film was really well shot. It was stunningly shot, really, just gorgeous cinematography. I absolutely just loved this film from a visual perspective. I think it was really well shot, it looked fantastic, and even though I wasn't fully interested and engaged 100% throughout the entire film, I was always interested in the look of the film because I was just in awe of these just amazing shots. I was like, this looks just fantastic. There's so many moments in this film where I just sat back and I was just in awe of the kind of stunning visuals and the imagery in this film. The best way I can put it is that every frame was almost kind of oozing with style, and the flavour was just dripping from the screen. You could almost taste it, and I just absolutely love that. I love the whole look and feel of this film. Which brings me on to my next positive, which is the tone and style of this film. Again, I loved the look of the film, but also the feel of it. It very much felt like a kind of throwback to the classic 20s style gangster films. It didn't always work. It was kind of mixed results. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But as far as the look of the film goes and the feel of it, it really achieved that feeling of a kind of classic crime saga gangster film. It was also very atmospheric. There was like a moody intensity to this film, and the music as well. The music wasn't over the top, it wasn't distracting, but I think the music really kind of added to this as well. It really helped set the tone, and it really kind of added to that kind of vibe and feel of the film. Even though the film didn't always work, it wasn't firing on all cylinders 100% of the time, just from a visual perspective and the tone and style, I think it really worked. It really had this distinctive kind of visual style to it and a really distinctive tone as well that I thought really worked, and I love that about this film. Again, I have to emphasise this film was really well directed, it was wonderfully shot, but it was also really dull. And that kind of brings me on to my negatives. Now, I don't want to be too overly negative with this film because I did like it. I did think it was a good film. There was a lot I liked about this film, obviously, but there was also a lot that I didn't really like. And there were many elements that I think didn't really work that well. There were a lot of elements that I think could have been changed, it could have been improved, it could have been done a lot better, because it was a little bit of a mixed bag for me, this film. There was some stuff I really liked, I thought was really great. There was other stuff that I think could have been a lot better, and that really let the film down for me. I find the biggest negative I have with this film, which kind of fed into all the other problems I have with it, is the story. I felt like this film was really lacking from a story point of view, and for me it wasn't anywhere near as interesting or as engaging as it could have been. It was very meandering, it was very unfocused, very uneven, and it kind of felt like it didn't really know what it wanted to do, what element to really focus on, or what story to really tell. It couldn't really make up its mind of what avenue to pursue or what really to focus on. There was a lot of elements thrown into the mix, and they didn't necessarily always all gel together to make one cohesive film. The script, I think, needed to be much stronger. It needed to be tighter, sharper, and a lot more focused and driven. There were many long, unengaging dialogue scenes, and it just wasn't as well written as it should have been. There's a great shootout towards the end of the film, I will say, that really hooked me and piqued my interest, but then just as I started getting interested and engaged, and it felt like it was picking up and the story was really about to kick in, it just all of a sudden started coming to a close and wrapping up, and it just then came to an end, and I was like, okay, I suppose it's over now, alright. Overall, Live by Night wasn't as great as it could have been. It didn't live up to its potential, but it was still a solid film, an admirable effort from the always talented Ben Affleck. With a strong and stylish direction, stunning cinematography, and a bevy of talented performances from an all-star cast, but bogged down by a weak script and a meandering, unfocused story, Live by Night isn't one of Affleck's strongest directorial efforts, but it is certainly by no means a bad film. With all that said, I'm going to give Live by Night a solid, middle-of-the-road 3 stars. And there we have it, that wraps up my review of Ben Affleck's Live by Night. Have you seen the film yet, and if so, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you like this and you haven't already, be sure to click subscribe to see more. But for now, I've been Dennis Lehane. I'll see you next time.